Welcome back to the Morning Shift on Sky News Live. Well, a report will be launched today calling on the federal government to establish an Australian space agency. The Space Industry Association report says urgent reform is needed so the country isn't left behind. Joining us now live from Sydney is Professor Andrew Dempster, from the Director of the Australian Centre for Space Engineering Research. Professor, thank you for joining us on the program. Why should the government get on board and establish our own space agency? How will it benefit it?
Well, there are a number of ways that a space agency is likely to be useful. It will be a way of organising our space activities. It will allow Australians to have the ambition of becoming astronauts. But the main thing that the Space Industry Association is interested in is the benefit to industry.
What benefits will it be to industry, and how long have you been working on this? I know there was a Senate report into it back in 2008 calling for this. It's been quite some time you've been working on it, hey?
Yeah, well, that Senate report did recommend the establishment of an agency at that time. But the sort of thing that you hear when people are talking about the benefits of a space agency to an economy is that a dollar invested in a space agency usually results in $5 flowing through to the rest of the economy. It's very high technology jobs that you're developing. It's advanced manufacturing. There are a lot of benefits.
Professor, how do you think the rest of the world views Australia's contribution to the international space industry?
Well, there has been some discussion about Australia not really pulling our weight. I mean, we get a lot of our data free from other countries, and the business or the industry in Australia at the moment really just does consist of working with data that we get from other people's satellites. What's really missing is Australia owning their own assets in space, where we design and build satellites that solve problems that we are really interested in solving ourselves. You know, like our agricultural industry is $50 billion a year and benefits greatly from remotely sensed data. We could be doing more to work out soil moisture and the way that water is used across Australia. These sorts of things, our problems, we should be looking to solve them.
So it's good for industry, it's good for Australian jobs, Professor. How confident are you that the government will get on board? What more do you have to do to ensure that, you know, we do get a NASA-like organisation here in Australia and help the rest of the world out?
Well, I think what we're really trying to do at the moment is to create a situation where there's not much of an alternative to set up an agency. What happened in New Zealand was there's a company called Rocket Lab there who have set up a launch facility, and the New Zealand government were obliged to set up an agency there to deal with those people trying to do their business. We have a number of startups in Australia at the moment looking to create space assets, and in order to be able to deal with that growing industry, an agency really needs to be brought on board and being a bit more proactive about how Australia might work in international programs. We would approach other countries, because at the moment we're very reactive in the way that we work internationally in space.
Well, good luck with the release of the report today. Fingers crossed you get a positive response from the government. Well done on the work that you do, and thanks for joining us here on Sky News Live. That is Professor Andrew Dempster, the Director of the Australian Centre for Space Engineering Research. Thank you so much.